Dad, how did you get the idea of my name? And you won't believe what he told me when I asked him this. He said that my name was from... What's going on, guys? Brothers here. Welcome back to another video. And today I'm coming at you live from 7:30 AM in the morning. I've literally just woke up and I've popped on my mic and I thought this would be a great video to make. Now, if you're new around here, I'd really appreciate it if you came and subscribed and left a like and yeah, hit that notification bell because it helps out a lot. So lately I've been telling a lot of stories about what happened to me when I was in school. But today I want to go even further back than my school days. That's right, baby, I'm talking right back to the Holy Grail. The day Bradders was brought into this world. And right off the bat, guys, I just wanted to say that I was not born the way a normal baby is born. And no, guys, I am not a test tube baby. However, I was induced when I was born. So this story is in the perspective of my mother. This goes back to 1998 when I was born. So I was actually meant to have been born a month prior to this date that I was born on. And based off of what my mother was telling me, she said that my father was a very heavy drinker, or almost like an alcoholic. He would often spend his time at the pubs with his friends rather than spend time with her, so she said. And he had a very bad habit of staying out very, very late. This led to countless arguments between my mother and my father, which eventually led to a sad ending, which is another story. My mom gets up this one day and realizes that my dad wasn't home. She goes down the stairs and checks the whole house, checks everywhere. He isn't in the house. And she knows where he is. She knows where he is because, as I said, he used to drink a lot and he used to be at the pub a lot. He was very well known at the pub for being an alcoholic. Don't get me wrong, I love my dad to bits, but I'm just telling the story as I was told it. Anyway, this turned out to be really bad because I was being induced on that day and I don't know if my dad forgot or if he just lost track of time or if he just got so drunk that he couldn't remember. But all I know is that my mum woke up on the day that I was being induced and my dad was nowhere to be seen. So my mum couldn't drive at the time, so she had to take the bus down to wherever my dad was getting drunk at. Anyway, so she's banging on the door really hard and no one is answering. No one's answering the door, no one's answering anything. Anyway, so she's banging on the door really hard, really wants to get the attention of whoever's inside. And it must have been a shock seeing a woman at 6 o'clock in the morning, pregnant, looking all stressed out in a nighting gown, asking where her husband is. I let her into the pub and sure and behold, my dad is up against the bar, pretty much out of it, completely out of it. He's looking at my mum like, what are you doing? And my mum goes, you bastard, I'm getting induced today, your son's gonna be born in a couple of hours. So she says that dead loud and everyone in the pub could hear her like having a go at my dad, who's basically out of it. He's like, yeah, so at this point the other mum's starting getting involved, saying, yeah, you bastard, your son's gonna be born, you need to get out there, having a go at him, saying he's out of order for staying out dead late, knowing that his son was gonna be born the next day and stuff. Anyway, so someone who's like an owner of the pub who knew my dad very well and knew my mum very well offered to take them to the hospital, but they said, no, can you take us home so we can get prepared, then we can go to the hospital. According to my mum, at this point, my dad sat there, basically hanging on for dear life, trying to stay awake, trying to stay, with it, and he's like proper mongy. And he's also very nervous, Mum said. He was very nervous about giving birth to me. He was constantly going out for smokes and cigarettes and stuff, which, don't smoke, kids. Anyway, so then, little to his knowledge, when they got back home, my mother's dad was taking them to the hospital. And you see, before my mother's dad saw my dad, he was described as this, hard-working, determined, nice young man, which my dad is. My dad is, he's very hard-working and he has got a good side, but he loves his alcohol and sadly he can't handle his beer. He's not a very nice person when he gets to a certain level of drunkenness, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so my mother's dad walks in and sees my dad completely just out of it. He's like, and my mother's dad must have been close to snapping, which I don't blame him, to be honest. I don't blame him. Like, if you had a son or a daughter and you saw their partner, basically drunk, you know, on the day that their son or daughter's going to be born, you'd be the same way. Anyway, they pile in the car, according to my mother, and, you know, she's sitting there and she's holding onto her stomach and it's like really hurting her because obviously she's about to give birth. According to my mum, my dad wanted to stop off at the store on the way to the hospital to get some food and some cigarettes, whatever else in between. Take that as you will. So now they're in the hospital and my mum's sitting in the bed and they're saying, hello, you know, all the introduction stuff, saying, you know, you'll be all right, you're in safe hands, you know, you're going to be fine, you're going to give birth to a child and all that. And my dad apparently was really nervous at this point. He would go out having cigarettes often and leaving my mum on her own when she was trying, you know, give birth. And quite a long story short, they had to cut my mother open. They had to cut my mother open. And she saw me getting taken out of her, and apparently I was screaming, and, you know, that's just what a child does when he's born. I like how I'm trying to explain what a child does when he's born. Anyway, they said, oh, you've got a boy. And my dad was actually there at this point, and, you know, mum and dad are holding hands, and, you know, mum's crying and whatever. And the midwife, at this point, says, I'm not being funny, I'm not trying to, like, you know, be rude or anything, but which one is the father? Because at this point, my mother's brother was there, her dad was there, my dad was there, another one of my uncles was there, and according to my mum, out of all of them, my dad was there the least during the process of giving birth to me. Which is ironic. Anyway, so my mum says, oh yeah, my dad is my dad, basically. I don't know how else to explain that. She said then they had to take me to get checked to make sure I was okay. As far as I know, everything checked out, but I think I got a screw loose, to be honest with you, because I'm just crazy. But, you know, that's just me. I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again, because I can't remember if I kept it in the video or not. But my mother and father had decided that if it's a boy, my dad gets to choose the name, and if it's a girl, my mother gets to choose the name. And just for more context, because, I mean, it's not really relevant, but I'll say it anyway, I was going to be called Megan if I was a girl. But your boy's testosterone just completely dominated and, well, here I am, basically. Now comes how I actually got my name. As you know, my name is actually Bradley, or Brad for short, or Bradders for my YouTube channel, or British Brad for my other channel. But my name's actually Bradley. And today I was talking to my dad 20 years down the line about the whole situation. He's changed now. He's a good man. He's working. My mum and him are split up, but that's another story. He's just getting on with life, basically. And we were talking about when I was born, really. And I said, Dad, how did you get the idea of my name? And you won't believe what he told me when I asked him this. He said that my name was from a video game, guys. A video game. My name is from a video game, and that video game is Resident Evil. The character Bradley out of Resident Evil. That is absolutely bizarre, guys. I can't believe that. That is just crazy. So yeah, I was destined to be a gamer from day one. But that'll do it for today's story, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. One more thing before you go. Leave a comment down below telling me how you were born. If it's normal, if it wasn't normal, if you were an alien, if you weren't even born at all. Whatever, I'm up for anything. Although, I doubt I'll get many comments anyway, but, you know, it's just there if you guys want to do it, is all. But anyway, thanks for watching.